Start recording. Okay, we should be live. Let me double check something. Yeah, I'm good on space. Hello, do we have people?
Hello,
I'm gonna post the announcements.
Beautiful creatures of my computer.
And post the other announcement. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the I copied the clock tower one. Give me a second. Don't want the clock tower announcement. What? Hello, do we have people? There we go, this is the right one. Copy text. Paste it. There we go. Announcement out. Gotta post the socials ones. Post.
I'm brown, chat.
It's brown, but it's kind of purplish now. Blending with the environment. Now let's forget the... Oh, there's go live, okay. I would remember... Blue Sky would remember my streaming. Twitch TV. Go live. Hello. Hello everyone, can you hear us fine? Is everybody okay?
Hello.
Hello. Ah, it's Cutie. There's Cutie on the stream. Look, Cutie. Waiting announce. Sarah's there too, I guess. I'm gonna take that from Glitch. You too are in this episode. Which
I am in this episode.
Right through. Hello everyone. Audio seems okay. So, hello, I'm Froox. I'm here with Syra, and we're gonna be answering your questions. I really want to about Resonite, but feel free to ask us anything, pretty much anything you want. Some things we might redirect you to some other office hours for better answers, but feel free to ask whatever you want. We'll try to answer to the best of our ability. We have a few Discord questions. So we're gonna go through those first. Once we go through those, we're gonna be going through the Twitch ones. Feel free to ask them already. Make sure to put a question mark because that way it gets pinned on our thing over there. Make sure we don't miss it. So that should be everything, I think. We should be able to start going through the questions. So I'm gonna put the camera here. There we go. I might rotate it like this to give space for questions. I do have a bit of a PSA first for the Discord questions because there's one thing that kind of keeps coming up. In the advanced questions, we ask you don't use the channel as a discussion channel. But there's some people who keep breaking that rule, and I feel like we need to kind of be if you keep breaking that rule, we're gonna exclude your questions for that week, because people are not treating it seriously. It's making things a bit more difficult for us, especially when we're in rush. We're getting the questions in, and then we have to filter out like this is a question, this is not a question. So please take it seriously. It makes things much easier for us because a couple times you can be in a kind of rush for things, and we need things to be to be able to kind of sort them out very quickly. So with that, let's get started on the questions from this week. So the first one we've got is question from Red. Workspaces, what used for saving Dash is nearly fully undocumented. I'm wanting to use a custom one. Would you give a quick rundown on how would make custom workspace for a faucet that has tons of data? String 812 isn't enough data. So I don't know how much I know like from the top of my head, but generally the way workspaces work is they actually save the child hierarchy on the specific path in your account. So like you would probably need to like assign it a path where it like saves things and configure it like to make sure like it kind of saves at certain times. You do need to also use some of the nodes to mark that it has been changed. There should be a node somewhere. I don't remember from the top of my head, but there's a node, something like mark workspace dirty or something like that, or mark it modified. If you do that, that tells the workspace that its contents have been modified and needs to save itself. You could actually take just, like if you can already, like, if you know how to extract stuff, you can extract how is it configured for the dash and, sort of do similar implementation. You will need to, like, provide a unique path so it doesn't, mess up your other workspaces. But other than that, like in principle, they're relatively simple. They just kind of save the hierarchy whenever they are marked as modified. And then like when you give it a path, it'll load it from that. So it's sort of like a way to say like this child hierarchy has like like it needs to be like persistent and saved to this particular path. Next question is from Ozzy. I was just asking, what is the difference between value tag and value field? From very old Discord searching, it seemed to be implied value tag is leftover component is essentially value field. Is that true? So it's been actually asked a few weeks back, but yes, it's a leftover thing. Probably just gonna remove it and merge it into that one. There is a GitHub issue for it. I don't actually even remember what the original use was. I think it was kind of keeping the tags in. Either it was like a system that was specifically looking for tags rather than just like any values, or it was kind of keeping in some dictionary, but I don't remember. It's been so long.
I know the differences because I've run into this. So value fields can actually be received by like text fields on UIX and stuff.
Yeah.
So like if you put a value on there, they go in the text field, whereas value tags are just raw value storage.
Well, it's not really meant for that. I think it's just kind of because it's a leftover for like all systems, so like that's before that the receiving was the thing. But it's not like really like a fundamental like functional difference. Next question is from Floofy. During Resonite streams, team members use a Twitch snipping tool. Most team members face it towards themselves to read it, and viewers can't see what it says. Idea 2, after tool to make the output JPEG double-sided so everyone can read it. Oh, this is not really a question. For any sort of like feedback, you need to go to GitHub, and this one in particular, this is actually using a community-made tool, so like they kind of made it, but like we always face it towards you, so we kind of take care of that. But yeah, like this is more for questions rather than feedback. Next question is from Yosh. Yosh is asking, the underlying type system of the data model has a mix of inheritance and interfaces. Most everything inherits from either worker or sync element, while there also exist interfaces to ensure certain kinds of behavior. So there are some types that don't neatly fit into inheritance pattern. For example, empty sync element kind of punches a hole in sync element where it doesn't support encoding or saving. Unlike every other type that inherits from sync element. There's the design pattern of composition over inheritance that encourages composing traits. A class satisfies using stuff like interfaces, encouraging inheritance unless it really fits. If I find that when I follow this pattern for a project, it's nice and more mutable for me. Does have a lot of craft and inflexibility that comes with inheritance? My questions are, do you agree? How different was the you of 2017 architecturing it compared to how you do it today? Do you think data model rework will favor a more compositional approach or to architecture in the type systems where types mainly implement functionality via interfaces? So it kind of depends, like, and one thing, like composition over inheritance, I do feel like is a very kind of good approach, but also what I often find is like people will take like, these sort of guidelines and maxims and you just kind of treat them as absolute, like, and they're like, you always apply them, and then on itself can become bad. So both like inheritance and interfaces, they have their own strengths, and it kind of depends, which one is better for the particular use case. So for example, one problem with interfaces, which kind of is actually sort of addressed through more modern versions of them, because you can have like with modern C# you can have default interface implementations, but when stuff was originally designed, that wasn't a thing. But like one of the things is like, inheritance allows you to share implementation. If you just implement interface, then you might need to like duplicate all of the code, because we're kind of like, implementing the same thing multiple times, because you need to satisfy that interface. And, at that point, like it kind of becomes weaker. Whereas inheritance allows you to sort of also kind of compose behaviors and compose the actual code. So it kind of depends. Like I don't think you should like, just take these into extreme. I kind of get it like similar, like, with other things. It's like, we have, object-oriented programming. People, like, there's like a group of people who will be like on one extreme, they'll be like object-oriented everything, even when in cases where it's detrimental, and there'll be people no object-oriented anything, everything's very raw, and also like the cases where it's detrimental. So in general, I would say like, like just because interfaces exist doesn't mean you throw inheritance completely away, like you treat it as completely useless. It kind of depends where it is and how is it used. And usually like one of the things is, for example, removing a lot of like kind of code duplication. There's definitely like cases like where a lot of stuff also like got more messy over time. So there's like stuff that I do want to kind of clean up with the data model rework, because things have kind of changed and added, and there were like different requirements and so on. So like it's not as clean as it could be. That said, like I usually like not go into like fully this pattern or fully this pattern. I usually kind of look into what makes more sense in that scenario and what gives the most benefit. There's also like one other aspect, because when Froox engine was like the original Bitsfolica version, which is like even like way longer before 2017, it had to run in like old versions of Unity that were like using old version of Mono that had like .NET 2.0, and there was a lot of stuff missing that like that we have like nowadays. So like some of it kind of still is stuck in those like kind of patterns, or has like historical, like it kind of changed over time, but like because of the historical things, how it was, like it was kind of built around the patterns there in there. That also said, the empty sync element, for example, doesn't support like an encoder or saving. I wouldn't really say it punches a hole. It still has like the other properties. It's like it's not a like very uncommon pattern where we have like a general system, and then some subsystems can only support parts of it, but a system is structured in a way that the parts that are not supported should never ever like be invoked. The sort of like parent parts will ensure that like it's structured in a way that like it'll like in this particular case it'll never try to like encode or save it, but it still kind of serves the other purposes. So like it can be also other way to reduce some of the kind of code and duplication, because it's kind of handled by those share bits, and then it just says for this particular case don't try like doing those bits. And you do find it like in C# libraries, you do find it like in code where literally like some of the implementations for some of the methods will throw like not supported exception, depending on what it is. Like one, for example, common case where I find it is like classes that derive from streams. So if, for example, you have like the general stream class that can handle a lot of like scenarios, like for example, seeking and stuff, and then it has like methods like properties like can read, can write. And some implementations might not have support for that, so it'll just tell you, no, I cannot write or I cannot seek. And if you try to call these methods, it'll be like choice exception, because it's like, I told you it is not supported, so it's not supported. So it is not an uncommon pattern.
Pragmatism versus dogmatism, I believe, is the
Yep. I'm generally like very kind of pragmatic, like when it comes to like writing the code and finding like what what is most efficient. Next questions from Floofy. Right now we have office hours updates, which is good idea. Care office hours videos, in which you can post your auto recording, a link to the office hours questions. The rationale this might help speed up access to information by separating hey, this is cancelled last week and we're going live now from information still useful next week. To the feed format will be easier to sift through than high stack of out of order Discord forms format. Again, like this is not really feedback, you know, thing. Like this is generally for questions. Feedback should go on our GitHub. We have like forms for that. For this one specific, I don't know if this would be necessarily beneficial because I feel like office hours updates is not, you know, high frequency enough. Like it maybe gets like, maybe like less than one post a day. So I don't think like necessarily splitting into 2 channels would be beneficial. Because it always like, you know, it has updates. Whatever's the latest one, like, it's be like, this has been published. If you want to like look at the archive, you know, I recommend just going to like YouTube and searching the videos there. And usually like when we decide to split channels, it like usually happens when like one of the channels gets like, you know, very high traffic, and it kind of drowns out like, you know, some of the other ones. But this one's like, either you get like, you know, the post that like it's happening, or you get post that's been cancelled, and like there's not really too much else there, so like I don't think it warrants splitting, like not at this point. But again, this is, you know, feedback should be posted on GitHub, that way we can kind of gather, you know, more opinions, we can have a discussion about it, we can see like how many upvotes it gets, you know, how many people would prefer it like to be a certain way. This is not the right channel for feedback. We can like discuss it, but like also probably like, you know, by the end of the stream, like I'm gonna forget. That's all the questions we got from Discord. Yep, all of the questions. So we're just gonna start going through the ones from Twitch. So the first one is from Nuki-kun. They're asking, in a cloud home-based world. Yeah, so actually let's give it a little bit to her, because I found this world like completely sort of randomly. I was just kind of hanging out with some people. What's like super neat about this one, it is based on Dawn set. So this is like by the way, this world is called, let me just give it a proper name. It's called Local Void Zero by Redhead with 2 Ds. And what I really like about it, like, you know, this is Dawn based, but it's also like based on the local, and it has this very kind of muted, kind of grayscale, purple kind of aesthetic. There's like, you know, these kind of like void particles, and I really like it, like, because it kind of like builds under like, you know, the lore. It's almost like this is like a lost thing, like at the edge of some void or something, and I really like the atmosphere of it. We do have, it even has like a custom Stargate. I believe we could be able to dial, there's like, you can like, should be able to dial like other worlds. That's actually how we got here, because we were in a different world, and we went into a Stargate, and, you know, we ended up like coming out here. But there's also another Stargate within this world, so let me try dialing that one. This should just go like down to the bottom of this world. I hope. But like these Stargates, like they can go between. Oh nope. Oh, weird. Something's wrong.
What did you do, Froox? Good job.
I don't know. I broke the Stargate. Oh, maybe it's missing. Maybe it needs to be spawned, because like there's a place like somewhere at the bottom. I can't even see it. But there's like a place where like you actually find the local, you know, the local like glow, and like you'll see this building in the distance, and this gate goes there, but I don't see the Stargate, so maybe it's like it's not spawned or something. Let me try one more time. Refresh. Like it does see it. Oh, maybe it wasn't refreshed. Okay, let's try one more time.
Maybe you dialed the wrong number.
I dialed the wrong number. Let's see. Come on.
Hit it, Joe.
Oh, are we getting Blink? No.
What the heck?
I think Ball is messing with the Stargate system again. They broke it. Where's Walter when you need him?
Just be glad that this one's not exploding.
Nope. Yeah, but this is kind of like how we go here, like through the Stargate system, because the Stargates, they can travel like both between. Wait, where was I? I was here, I think. They can travel both between worlds, and also like within a world. And I think maybe the other one's like missing in this world. I don't know why it's not dialing, but it's a super cool world. Oh yeah, you gotta say Chevron 7 locked for it to work. Hold on, like let's try it. Like, I mean, it's not gonna work because it's like voice recognition, but like we can give it one more go.
Okay, we're gonna read the Bison
Hold on, let me refresh. Void instance 3. It's maybe because it requires the other this. It might require that. Chevron 1, Chevron 2, Chevron 3 engaged. Chevron 4 engaged, Chevron 5 engaged, Chevron 6 engaged, and Chevron 7 will... Oh, there was... No, wait, was 8. It will not lock.
No,
Maybe we don't have a Z... We need a ZPM. That's the problem, you know. We lack a ZPM. Anyway, it's a super cool system. It's a super cool road. I love like started like builds of like you know, the onset, but also like modifies it to make it like very unique. And like I love like this like whole like there's like these particles and it just feels like a world drifting in a void, and it's like that's one of my like favorite kind of vibes, you know, when it's sort of like mysterious and like, you know, kind of like lost chunk of reality or something. I like it. So I was like, I'm gonna host a session here today. Yeah, we have to fight an Aquadria planet. Like, you know, we need a lot more power. We need to get McCain here. He's gonna be able to fix that. Which actually funny because I was like, yeah, go ahead.
The Aquadria is the unstable one.
That's fine. It's just like, you know, like I mean, Resonite's already made for that. Like when you explode a session, you just scatter to the next one.
To shreds, you say?
Yeah, to shreds.
Uh-huh.
You know, it can be shredded when we have garbage collection. We have garbage collection. It collects you, and then like you get recycled, and you know it's all fine. It's like it never happened.
I'm gonna have a. What does your finalizer do?
We don't use finalizers. General.
We use finalizers in the networking code.
Oh right. I'm just mostly for debugging, I think. No, actually, no, we do release. Generally, it shouldn't be called. It should be disposed. I don't know. But we don't use finalizers for users. But yeah, it is like real big Stargate fans, like all the time. And I don't know actually how much you watch Stargate.
I watched all of like the main like series, like so the main series
SG-1?
Atlantis.
What's the main one? SG-1, Atlantis.
Yeah, SG-1, Atlantis, and then the movies.
Son of the Universe.
Yeah, I don't want to get into Universe because it's unfinished, and if I'm gonna get into it, I want to get into a finished story.
It's still good. Like, well, it kind of starts a bit weird, but it gets like really good. Which, like, it kind of sucks because even like to this day, like it's been over a decade, and I'm still like I want to see a resolution to the story of the universe, and also I would love for them to release the soundtrack because I love like soundtrack of Universe, which is also a bit sad because the like the composer, like that was one of his last projects before he died. Like I think he died like 2 years later after Universe, and it's like one of his best work. Yeah, it's but yeah. All of us on team, like, we love, like, Stargate, like, I love Stargate, like, Aegis Wolf, he's, the head of our team, he loves Stargate. He actually, like, this Stargate is built on, like, his, it's built, like, on his, like, gloopy version of it, and he modeled, like, the ones from the show as well, like, in, like, exquisite detail and a whole bunch of other stuff. It's super cool. And there's like a functional Stargate system on here, so you can travel between worlds. It even has like the wormhole thing, like, you know, when you go through it, it's super cool. And one of my kind of dreams is like, you know, that like, I know like some of the Stargate actors, like, you know, like David Hewlett, who played like, you know, Rodney McKay, he's also kind of like, he's a very like nerd type, and he does VR, and I'm like, can we lure him in here? Like, be like, we have a Stargate system, maybe you can come check it out, and like, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you Stargate, buddy?
I know he checked out like some other like fun projects, so like, I think there's like non-zero chance he might be like, might find interesting. That'd be a lot of fun, but we're kind of going off tangent.
If you're watching, Mr. Hewlett, we love you. Please come over here, please.
Please come over here. Please check out the Stargate system. Please. This is a very nerdy platform. You might like it. Also, we like a lot of people here will probably just die from being starstruck. Which I don't know, that's going to make them spooked. So we will not die. We promise not to die.
Much,
yeah. If we do that, we will ascend. There we go. We will ascend and then just come back like Daniel did, you know.
Yeah.
But okay. Let's move to the questions. We're just being goobers. Nikikon's asking, Sarah, could you be J4?
I would need to be approximately a couple decimal places over to the other side of the color wheel for that.
Yeah, but there's like purple lighting, so like, you know, it works well enough.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I mean, you're a little bit J4, like you help set up some of the CI/CD stuff.
I helped set up some of the CI/CD stuff, and then J4 took my torment away from me, which I'm very thankful for.
And took torment from me too. You know, just kind of the nice thing is because like setting up like, you know, build systems and like stuff, it's like one thing I really don't like doing. It's like, you know, like if I really have to do it, I can do it, but like I don't like doing it because I want to be building things, and now I can be like, you know, I'll be like, oh, we need this library, or I just made this project and I need it to like compile. I'll be like, J4, can you set it up, please? And it helps so much.
Oh, CI/CD animal.
To be fair, like I think they do enjoy like those kind of systems, so.
Well, I'm glad that someone enjoys it, because man, I don't.
Yeah. You do enjoy build systems, don't you? Like you mentioned that like when we were like reworked that one. That was also good, because I don't enjoy that.
I do enjoy the build systems. They're very fun to work with. Fun to get them set up the way I like.
Yeah.
Although it's not fun when they're torment. Weren't you like getting something in, this reminds me now, were you like getting something in Unity to work at one point, and like you had torment on the mind, so you like Googled like Unity torment or something? Yeah, sometimes it happens, like people like, I'll be like talking with someone or something, and I'll be also like Googling something or searching something or typing something, and sometimes what I'm talking about, it like leaks into what I was searching for some Unity documentation, and I just ended up like Googling Unity torment because I was talking to someone about being tormented by Unity. And then I did it too after hearing you do that.
Yeah, you did it too. You're like Unity torment, it just torments you so much it spreads.
Unity torment.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, you know, working on the Unity SDK, I recalled a lot of repressed memories, you know, from that I forgot about. Like, for example, do you know Unity doesn't support generic monobehaviors? Like at all. Like you cannot attach them. It'll just explode. If you have a monobehavior that inherits from generic one, that is fine. But like if you just attach a generic monobehavior, it'll like explode. It'll be like, nope, don't like this. So for some of this, which kind of complicates things because Resonite uses them quite a bit, because we do support them because they're super powerful and super flexible. Although, like, you know, for us it's not monobehaviors, it's a completely different system. But I kind of assumed like it would just work, and it doesn't work. So I have to, like, in the Unity SDK, I have to make like specific derived classes for the specific generic types I want, but it cannot make other generic ones. It kind of sucks. It's bad.
Unity torment.
Unity torment, yeah. It's like, I hope the Unity SDK is like one of the last things, like, you know, that we'll have to kind of touch it. It's also part of the reason, like, why we made it open source, because I can be like, some of these problems I would have to deal with can be somebody else's problem. Which we actually got like some contributions. Like, it was like actually super cool because like one of the things I had to do with the Unity SDK, I had to structure it kind of weird for like the bindings to work. So in the inspector, by default, like it would be like for each component you have to like expand data, and then each element would have its own data and you have to expand it. It was kind of ugly, and a bunch of things didn't work, like references and so on. And it was like, this can be fixed with a custom inspector. I kind of don't like figuring that out. And then like within in less than 24 hours, like we got a PR from Badale and Ninja, and they implemented custom inspectors, at least like the initial version of it, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. Shout out to Badale and Ninja. Thank you for sparing some of my sanity and making it nice.
Yeah, thanks, Halo. You're the best purple crystal entity I think I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
Alright, like that kind of matches this world too.
Yeah, we're in the purple crystal world.
It all works out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There we go.
Anyway,
the answer to this question is ask J4 if they could be me, and there's your answer.
Yeah. I would say the answer is a little bit. You can be a little bit J4.
On a good day.
Glitch4 is asking, how can I submit moderation report against VR for not acknowledging cat questions? You just you write it like on a piece of paper, put it on their desk, and then like bump it off on the floor. And they'll be like, what are you doing? And they'll like pick it up, and at that point, like when they're picking it up, they'll read it and they'll be like, oh no, and it just spontaneously combust.
Yep.
Which was also asking, are you free? Can I take you? I'm free for you.
Well, they're not free at the moment. They're on the Resonite. Sorry.
Can be taken.
You can be taken after the Resonance.
Nukikon is asking, everyone wants yellow document stream. When red command stream? What is red command stream?
I don't know.
Who's the?
We only have an orange one.
There's an orange one. I don't know.
Orange and gray.
Computer user, when shall the...
Cretans.
Yeah, it's like when shall the Cretans will like literacy be obliterated from existence? Joe question about how people were having discussions in advanced questions. So we don't obliterate people from existence. We don't call them Cretans either. We don't want to like eliminate anyone from existence. We just want people to like respect the rules.
We want to eliminate your words from the thread. Only some of them, though. Only some.
Only some of them. The Timalas is asking, what are some cool new avatar tech stuff you've been working on, if any? I don't think I've been like working on like one. I don't know if you find it. Well, I guess a lot of people find it cool. Is I got with the Unity SDK, I got the avatar setup work from the Unity editor. So you essentially just attach a component in the Unity editor, you send it over to Resonite, and bam, you have an avatar. I can actually show you a quick video of that. Let me see, videos, Resonite clips. Is this the one? Oh, there we go, this is the one. So the avatar, mind you, it's not very, I'm gonna cover side, I'm sorry. It's not very super cool looking avatar. It's like something I made in 10 minutes because I needed something that I can include in the repo, but I don't actually need to narrate it, but you see I have an avatar that's set up on the Unity side. It has a bunch of components. It's actually been improved, it has better gizmos now, so it's a little bit easier to set up. And essentially just mark it, this is where the head is, this is where the hands are, you connect it to Resonite, and then you can just send it over, which I'm gonna do in a second. So I'm gonna send it there, and it's an avatar. And what's even cooler about it is like, actually, this is maybe the older video. Is this the older video? This is the older video. Hold on. I have another one somewhere. Where is it? Oh, this is gonna be the big YouTube one. Let me actually bring that in. Let's see. I'm gonna grab it from the devlog. This one's longer one, so I'm gonna like just seek around. This is the tutorial for the Unity SDK because it released like earlier this week. So let me bring this in because there's a super cool thing you can do with the Unity SDK. As I think is very cool. When you are making avatars. Let's give this a second to load. Come on, it's been more than a second. The video, it's not listening to me. Why is it not listening? Come on, load. Yeah, good video player. There we go, good video player. Sure, I'm gonna jump around a little bit forward because I'm showing stuff. So you can send an avatar. Let me see where I do it. I show like the setup, like you set up the components, you mark the things on it. So I'm kind of like explaining, there we go. And you send it over. What's super cool is like when you send it over in real-time mode, you can still be making more edits to it while you are wearing it in-game. So you can literally be editing the avatar inside of the Unity editor and seeing the changes happen live on the Resonite side. So for example, like the next thing I do here, I think, is I change the blend shapes, you know, so you can like mess with the blend shapes, and it just translates in real time. And if you have like anyone in the session with you, they can also see those. You can assign materials, you know, and it just kind of translates real time too. What's even cooler is we can, you know, start attaching other objects as well. So for example, here, you know, I make like a cube because I'm gonna make a very simple hat. That can also be, you know, model, it can be like a mesh, an accessory, like whatever we kind of want. And like I just parent it under the head. Can adjust the position of it, turn off the box collider because it's kind of pushing the avatar around, and just position it, and, you know, flatten it, and it's translating all the edits live into Unity. So like if you have like, you know, avatar and you have a bunch of accessories for it, like, you know, we have like, you know, like head accessories, you know, glasses, you know, a head or whatever, like, you know, clothing, you can put it on the avatar live and see, you know, how is it like, you know, translating. If you need to make adjustments, you can make those adjustments and just immediately translate it live, which I think is super powerful. I think it's super cool. I do want to make actually like a really good video on this, like find like a good avatar model that I can showcase and just kind of showcase how this works, because you can even be in VR. You can be literally wearing the avatar in VR, making edits. Or if you're setting up for somebody else, they can be like, you know, you can be in a session with that user, they can be wearing the avatar and you're setting it up for them from the Unity editor. So there's a lot of like kind of cool workflows, and I think this is like, it has, you know, that kind of coolness factor to it. And it's really that fast. It's literally real time. The moment you make the change in the Unity editor, translates in-game, and because this is also multiplayer, it's like, you know, it's built on the same multiplayer systems that the rest of Resonite is. Well, it's pretty much the same system, like it's not a different system. You can have somebody in the session and they'll be seeing your edits live as well. So that user wearing the avatar can even be the different user who's, you know, somewhere else in the world, and they can be wearing the avatar, trying it out, and you can be, you know, just making edits for them. You know, they'll be like, okay, like this feels weird, and like, you know, maybe this should be positioned here, and you just, in your Unity editor, you just, you know, adjust it, and they'll literally see live adjusted, you know, as they're wearing the avatar. So I think it's very powerful. I think it's like super cool. The SDK itself, it's still kind of in its early phases, so, you know, there's gonna be some jank, but it's like I've already seen some people convert their avatars with it. We're also kind of like improving it, so I'm very excited with this. So yeah, that's it for me. I don't know, Sarah, do you have anything on your end?
I mean, I did like the leap motion stuff. I don't have it on right now, but like you can check out The resonance before the last one, to see me like floating around and stuff with it.
Yes. It was super cool. I can be just flying around with the motion.
Yeah. I'm too tired to put it on.
Yeah. Next question we got is from Nuki-kun. Everyone wants Yellow Dogman stream. When Orange Catman stream? I mean, wait for us, Glitch. I don't know what it's stream. He would have to stream something. I don't know, Glitch, what would you like to stream? You could also call it a cutie stream. He might not want to stream because he will be called cute a lot. Next question's from Glitch is going. Arch install any person speedrun? Yes.
Alright, now update it live.
Nuki-kun's asking thoughts on John Carmack from both you all. He's a like very famous programmer, and he's like, you know, really good like with like, you know, rendering tech and like all that kind of stuff. I haven't really been keeping super much like what he's been doing, so like I don't really have more thoughts beyond that. Like I don't think like he's like a person that really cares a lot about like, you know, the technology. I don't know if I have anything else.
Yeah, I only really kept up with him until he like left Meta, and then that's about it.
Like his talks, like, you know, about like VR stuff and so on, like they're pretty cool because you get like, you know, a lot of like kind of in depth. But I haven't like super. I know like he has like a rocket company and stuff, which is kind of cool. You know, rockets are cool. I don't really like. I never like met him like personally. So I don't know. He played one of my things for one of the like early jams, but like that's kind of, you know, one-sided interaction kind of. Yeah, I don't have anything else, unfortunately. Like not. Next question we got is from Dusty Sprinkles. Now that the shaders have been open source, do you think you'd consider taking any bugfix contributions at some point if they can be provably tested to not break user content in game? But the person doing the contributions is that probably undue burden on the team. So yes, for those of you who don't know, we open sourced our shaders. They are open sourced for reference purposes, both for the Unity SDK and also for work on the renderer. So you can find it, like, you know, they're like, if you even also want to use them, you know, just for understanding how the shaders work, or you want to use them for projects outside of Resonite, you know, you feel free to do that as well. We do not accept any contributions to them right now, because doing that kind of requires, you know, setting up like a sort of framework for it, for accepting contributions, and requires, you know, time from us to sort of evaluate those changes, you know, see like how it kind of happens, making sure it doesn't break content. And the problem is, you know, that does require something like, you know, more kind of time, and we don't have the time to invest right now. There's both, you know, setting up the framework for the testing, making sure, like, you know, we have like guidelines, you know, what we would accept, what we would not accept, how exactly you need to, like, you know, test the content, you know. And the problem is, like, some of the bug fixes, they also might require changes on the Froox engine side, which might make some things more difficult. So, honestly, I'm not sure. Like, I think what's best, and this is kind of what we recommend on the repo itself. If you do think there's like a bug fix, report it as a normal, like, you know, issue on our main repo on the Resonite issues. Report the actual bug itself. So, like, you know, we know, like, we can evaluate what the bug actually is, what is, like, not happening. In the additional context, you can include, you know, proposed fix. So that would be probably the best way to kind of handle it. And then we can, like, you know, kind of look at it, like, if we have, like, you know, time, if it looks like good, we can, you know, that can help speed up, like, some of the fixes. Again, like, there's no, like, promises we necessarily, like, pick it up, because, like, you know, it still does require kind of time, and we have to evaluate, like, what's the priority, how much time it'll take us. But I would say that is the best way to kind of go about it right now. What our kind of long-term plan is, like, we actually want to, you know, get rid of these shaders. We're gonna, you know, once we replace the renderer, all of those will be converted to just, you know, implementations in the new system, and they'll effectively become, like, sort of custom shaders, which now will become just like, one of many that you can have on the platform. And that way, like, old content still kind of looks the way it's supposed to, but like, they just become content. They don't become something that's, it's kind of special. So that's kind of like, our kind of goal is to just kind of like move away from that, because it can be a little bit painful to work with. It can be kind of painful to, like even just compiling the shaders, it takes a bit, because we have to like, there's like several processes we have to go through. And now if we wanted to, expose that so anyone can do it, like, that complicates things. And now we have to be like, how do you test, those changes in the first place? Because like, we don't, unless we officially upload the shaders, we don't like, allow them to be kind of loaded in, unless you like, mod a client or something. But, it kind of gets complicated, and we kind of don't have the bandwidth to deal with those complications right now. So I would say report it, like, make sure it's actually a reported bug. You can propose a fix. We don't guarantee we'll take that fix, because sometimes some of the proposed fixes would cause other issues that users might not be aware of. But if you really want to, like, if you really want to, like, select some bug fixes, that is the best way to go about it.
I found out something scary about Unity shaders recently.
Oh no. When is Unity not scary?
It's not documented, but you can actually write them in GLSL if you really want to.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know that one. It's so weird. It's actually like, I've actually run into that, because like, I don't remember the specifics, but there were like some cases where you kind of needed to do that, like for some like mobile platforms to like, I don't know, it is full of weirdness. Next question's from the Red Neko. Continuing the workspaces bit, can a pad be whatever you want, say our facet bookmarks? I don't actually know from the top of my head. I think it can. I try and see. I'm pretty sure for one thing, it does need to be in user space. Like, it will not do it within workspace because security. So whatever like you do, make sure to have that facet in user space. It's not gonna work outside of there. Next question we got. Oh, Nikikun's asking what word is this anyway? Why do we pick it? Anything particularly interesting? We did a little bit at the beginning, so if you missed that part, like watch it after the stream ends. Computer users asking, would it technically be possible to write a mod in Rust? I know the performance difference would likely be negligible at best, but I thought it would be fun to try. I mean, technically you could, like, you would probably need to make some kind of bindings to, like, call into C# land and interop, but, like, you can call, you probably need to have, like, at least a little bit of the code in C#, and then, like, use Rust as, like, a library, so, like, you can do that.
Technically, yeah, I guess you could, but any performance gains you get would probably be eaten up by the interop. It's just not worth it, I don't think.
Yeah. It depends on, like, case by case. Like, I usually would say wouldn't be worth it, like, if you're making new mod, like, just make it in C#, because you can make C# really fast. It would be, like, the only times you would want to do that is if you have already, like, existing Rust library and you want to incorporate it into Resonite somehow. So you could do that. But yeah, like, I don't think you would gain much performance that way.
If you really need something functional, you can also write mods in F#. I've done that before.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a thing. Like, a lot of the times, like, it's like, technically a lot of things are possible. It's more like a matter, like, is it feasible? Is it, like, feasible amount of effort? And next question's from Deviros. How has AI tools impacted your workflow? Do you see Resonite integrating AI tools natively in the future? So the first thing, we're not planning to integrate any AI tools in the future, assuming we're talking about generative AI, because AI is, like, a very broad term. But generally generative AI, we are not planning to integrate. We also not really using them for actual development. We've played with them before, I've messed with some of them to kind of get a better understanding, see kind of how they work. But generally the way it affects my workflow is that Visual Studio decides to enable Copilot again, and now it starts suggesting code that's complete nonsense, and I'm why is this on again? I turn it off, and it just kind of becomes annoying. It is also sort of indirect because I do feel that Visual Studio, which I use for development, has been putting so much focus on AI, it's actually been hurting a lot of the other features, and it's gonna be getting worse to use, because the stuff I really care about, which is the development environment being responsive, being easy to kind of navigate the code, is getting very buggy, and it's getting worse over time. To the point where I'm actually kind of looking for a replacement. So I would say overall it's been kind of negative. Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same. Quite negative, I would say, on the whole experience. For similar reasons as Froox, I just don't see it as very viable for my workflow. It's like pulling teeth. And I really just don't like it, so much so that I've switched IDEs a couple times. Froox uses a different IDE set than I do, but since I came from VS Code majorly, I switched over to Sublime Text for a little bit, and I recently tried out Zed again, and that has been working pretty good because they finally added semantic token color customization, so I can read my code again, which is great. And also, the AI switch that they have to turn off the AI features actually turns it off, and it stays off, and I don't see AI anywhere in the editor because I turned it off. What a crazy concept.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing. I feel it's being pushed so hard that it just, whatever potential benefits it even could have had are just negated by it constantly getting in your way. And I've actually tried it with some problems I got stumped by. I would, for example, ask it, how to fix this, because I couldn't find anything online. It's a very unique problem. It's one that I also haven't been able to figure out. And then it would very confidently give me this is how you fix it, and it doesn't work. It makes things even worse, and I'm this doesn't work. And then it's oh no, you have to do this, and then you have to argue with it, and it's just there's the things I would really potentially could use help with. It's not good. It's not good at all, and it takes so much energy, and mental sanity to argue with it, and it's just overall negative, and that's kind of ignoring a lot of the other issues with it, with the ethical use of it, and stuff like that, and lots of other problems. But I don't want to get too deep into it, because it is generally pretty negative, and most of the time it just kind of gets in the way, because it kind of gets pushed where I don't really need it, and it just kind of gets turned on or gets pushed into this tool, or it seems the companies just kind of spend so much time working on the AI features that it hurts a lot of the features that I do care about.
Yeah. I'll cap it off myself by saying that I really just don't like how badly it's affected the .NET landscape. It seems like every other library that comes out is vibe coded or AI influenced in some way. If I see a sparkle in your project, I'm not using it, sorry.
We've got a question from computer user for Cyro. When the Stargate was trying to activate, I think I heard you say, "Hit it, Joe." If you did say that, was it a reference to Joe's Renado's American photo player video?
Let me look it up.
I have no idea what is this.
Yes. It's the guy who's like sitting in front of like the big like one-man band piano looking device, and he's like, "Hit it, Joe," and it like starts playing like the instrument, and it's like a million instruments on one.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that.
I would bring it in, but I don't know if it's like copyrighted or not.
Tom is asking, calling us garbage to be collected. Wow. Well, you're not garbage when you exist, you become garbage when you stop existing, at which point you get collected and you get recycled into like other entities. I don't know if this is better, but that's how it works in the C# land.
My collections only take about 1 millisecond right now.
Oh my god, are you running Satori?
Yeah, I'm running it.
Nice. That's actually kind of cool because I've seen like there's like article like on like Satori, because that's like one of those I would say currently experimental garbage collectors, but it's like it looks so good, and they're like I heard like some rumblings that like it might make it into Net 11 maybe, or like maybe they'd be trying to push it, which would be like awesome, because like for real-time applications like this, like it's a huge boon.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, is what I describe as just like a sort of binary reincarnation. It's just you exist and then you don't, then you become you, like once you lose all the roots from the world, you are free to be reclaimed. Your bodies are free to be reclaimed.
Oh, it's so good for the audio. It makes the audio run so good.
I kind of keep thinking like, really kind of interesting to like, I don't know how difficult it would be, but like ship a version of Resonite where you could like toggle like Satori. But we need to like bundle like a...
You cannot toggle between the normal workstation GC and Satori like in-game.
No, I don't mean in-game, but I mean more like on launch.
Oh, yeah.
Like it would
it
will tell it to like use a different runtime.
Yeah, maybe. There are binaries available. Someone set up a CD workflow for binaries for Windows and Linux.
I mean, I do hope it just makes it into like .NET 11. That'd be like awesome.
Yes, but, please. .NET team, please take a look at it. It's pretty cool.
Please. Next question is... Oops, I pulled a different one. Twitchy Nose Rabbit. When can you implement the ability to write code in a text on notebook we can hold, as well as a system where we can do everything Blender does at the level of editing vertices in mesh models? I mean, so there's some ways you could like do that already? Like, I don't quite like fully understand the question, so like it kind of depends, you know, what specifically you're asking for, but like there has been systems where you can kind of code some stuff in game, and there's like, you know, like an interpreter or something that kind of converts it. So like putting it like, you know, just on a notebook you can hold, that's not really much of an issue. If you are looking for something like more built-in, we do plan having WebAssembly support, which would allow you to use like, you know, lots of different languages and compile them into WebAssembly modules, at which point you can, you know, have the text, you can have the compiler, you could even like, you know, use WebAssembly to compile a compiler into WebAssembly, make like an IDE, so you can produce WebAssembly modules like in-game, like, you know, by typing code. So, like, eventually that'll be a thing. Same thing, like, you know, with Blender, we do want to have, like, in-game mesh editing, and also procedural sort of, like, mesh DSP with the protoflex, so you can do, like, various filtering operations and so on. So, there is, you know, those things are on the roadmap.
I mean, someone made a Z80 disassembler in a font.
Oh. The next question is from the Timalas. Random question: what are your VR setups like? So for me, I'm using the Vive Pro I headset with the index controllers. I also have like full bodied and put it on now. Have like the Vive trackers. Although I'm hoping to replace them with the Flux Pose. And also using the Project Babel tracker for face tracking, so it can be like and bubble and do stuff. Also, like, instead of the built-in Vive microphone, which is really, really bad, I'm using the mod mic. I have it like on the side here.
My VR setup is a tragedy. I will very rarely get in VR these days, mostly just because it's quite a big time commitment to get in VR for me. I need to have something that I know I'm going to be doing or friends I know I'm going to be hanging out with for an extended period of time. Hopefully, the Steam Frame and Flux Pose will change that, because back in the day, it was very easy for me to get into VR, because like I would just throw on my like Oculus Rift and essentially just be in the game, and it was fine. But it seems like my VR setup has gotten a lot more complicated over the years. I also use a Vive Pro Eye currently as my main headset. I run Linux, and I use similar software to Froox to run the eye and face tracking. I haven't gotten the face tracking to work very good yet. I think there's something wrong with Babylonia on like the Vive face tracker. So I'll need to look at that. But other than that, it's fairly similar. I also use index controllers.
Next question is from Nukikon. Why not invite Glitchfur onto the stream? Because then everyone would be distracted with his cuteness.
I have allergies.
What?
I have allergies.
We'll give you Claritin.
Give me some loratadine tablets. I'll be good.
Next question is from Dionymus. A bit of an unpredictable question. What does the endgame look like for Froox Engine Resonite? I mean, it kind of doesn't. Like, it's one of those kind of projects where, like, we just kind of keep working on it, keep making it better, keep expanding. The general idea of it is, like, to, like, let people sort of share their imagination and thoughts with others. And, sort of create worlds and realities, together. But it's like, this is very, very broad goal and involves a lot of things, a lot of features, a lot of, like, systems. So, like, we don't really, like, have any sort of endpoint. Like, we'll be like, okay, Froox Engine Resonite is done, it has everything. It's kind of like, like, it's one of those things, like, where I want it to be just perpetually in development, perpetually kind of improving things, perpetually, like, expanding, adding more features. We do want to, like, add more features which allow everyone within Resonite to sort of, like, add more features, like, for example, WebAssembly. That gives people more control to expand the platform and sort of, like, become more like the operating system of virtual reality. So I guess if you're looking for some, like, end game or goal, it is for Resonite to sort of become like the operating system for, digital worlds, for existing in virtual worlds and building them from within. And, like, being able to pretty much do anything, like, where, like, it's not just us developers who are, like, adding features, but it's everyone in the community is expanding this universe, and everything you add to this universe can interact with other stuff within that same universe, and sort of, build off each other. So I would say that is probably as close as it gets, like, to the end game. Next question is from the Timalas. What has been your favorite feature to implement in the game so far, or what is one feature that you want to put in the future? Oh my god, I can't pick just one. This is hard, like, I feel like big which is one. I'm just gonna say because it's kind of the most recent that I really enjoyed working on. Actually, is it the recent? Like, well, it's not that recent anymore, but, like, one I really enjoyed working on is Photon Dust, which is our custom particle system. I really like writing particle systems. I really like writing, like, visual effects, things, that, like, do things. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just spawn a thing and kind of mess with it. Because particle systems, to me, they're like I have like the system that Gearba has built. I can just install it, and now I can like do cool things with particles, which kind of works nicely in this world. I can, and like these kinds of systems, they're relatively simple in principle, but you can do such cool effects with them, like the string reverse bitrate. And like working on this has been super fun, because like a lot of these modules, a lot of stuff that the particles are doing, it's a relatively simple math. It's just executed over lots and lots of elements, and you can add more modules. There's bubbles. You can do so many cool things. There's actually another one. Like, do you mind if I show like the one you made?
Yeah, go for it.
Like this one. This one's super cool. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. So like if I shoot this, it just goes. Oh.
Is there like a moon in here we can shoot?
No, I don't think so. Hold on, let me shoot inside. There we go. You see, now they're doing things.
Yeah, shooting it in here is fun.
Isn't that neat? It's so pretty. Oh. Or you can just go. Actually, this one's kind of funny. Like, so you like Linux, right?
Yeah, I like Linux. Yeah, I like Linux.
Yep. It's a lot of Linux. Lot of Linux.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit of Linux there, yeah. It's just just a lot of Linux.
People keep mistaking these for GPU particles, which is really funny.
Yeah, this is a funny thing. All of this is on the CPU. Like Photon Dust, it's fast, and I like specifically made it to be really fast, and it's so fast, especially with .NET .NET 10, that like people think these are like GPU simulated, but they're not. That's all on the CPU. This is all literally. It's also not just Photon Dust. It's Pepper Physics. Pepper Physics is crazy fast. Because these are colliding with everything, and it's like there's all of the
Oh yeah.
dozens of thousands of collisions, each frame, and we're running fine. It's it's just can be just. Hold on, let's we can just take this and this one's actually kind of hard. Take your question and just be like, now it's covered with Linux.
Wow.
The Linux is just dripping from it.
It's dripping with floss.
It's dripping with Linux. Yeah, so I hope that kind of answers the first part of the question. I really like particle systems. For one feature that I want to put in the future, again, that's a very difficult question because there's so many. There's so much stuff I want to work on. One thing that's been kind of on my mind is making Resonite be usable as an overlay over other applications. I think that one could be a huge sort of opener for so many workflows that people don't even think about. But you'll be able to use essentially Resonite sort of augmented reality layer on top of other VR games. So it could be, for example, on other platforms. Or it can be playing for me, I like playing Minecraft in VR. I could be in Minecraft, I want to spawn a video or something Resonite, or mess with something. I can just open a layer and sort of have it, exist on top of another VR game. And I think that's gonna be super cool. And I kind of want to work on that. Another thing would be, for example, audio DSP. Being able to synthesize audio and procedurally modify it, make a virtual music studio. I think it's gonna be super cool. But there's a lot of features. I do want to work on the Terrain system. That's procedural generation is going to be a lot of fun too. There's a lot of things I want to work on. What about you, Sarah?
Let me think. I want to do all of the things I previously said before, but I say it again because I want to do them. I want to do Tracy Profiler. I want to do I want to eventually I will get back to shape sweeping. I don't know. Yeah, there's too many things I want to do.
Yep. There's definitely a lot of features like I just want to like work on myself too, and like it's oh my god, rigid body physics is gonna be another fun one. Like that one's gonna like open whole new set of possibilities too. It's gonna be fun. Even like stuff like WebAssembly support. WebAssembly support is gonna be super cool. Like just being able to bring in content and like existing libraries and like enable things. Like there's a lot of things. Do I still have these? But yeah, I hope this kind of answers the question. Nukigan's asking, Veer ignores cats, Sire claims to have allergies. When will the dogs discriminating against cats end? So,
Never.
Sarah's a Pine Marten.
Yeah, I'm a Pine Marten.
Also, I don't know if it counts because, I'm dating one. I'm dating Glitch. He's very cute and he's a cat, so there's that. But I'm also like more of a fox than dog, so then.
Meow.
Next question's from the Red Neko. Most wild experience with someone you've had, either in Rezo or RL. Mine is from RL. Someone came into the corner store I was working, asked we had lemonade, then deleted extra lemon flavor, and then got angry when it had extra lemon flavor, slamming it into the back of the drink fountain. I'm confused.
I don't know.
I can't really think of anything. Next question's from Foolish Snow Meow. When are we getting GPU particles? There's not super specific plan for them. Very unlikely before we actually switch to a different renderer. Which actually another thing I want to work on. Custom shader system is going to be so much fun, but we need to switch renderer first.
Yeah, shaders are like one of my favorite things I want to program.
But new renderer first. Dynamus is asking, do you have any anti-wishlist items? For example, other things you don't want or want to do? Yes, there is a bunch. All of them kind of have to do like with stuff that's not necessarily programming. Like for me, a lot of the stuff is kind of dealing with a lot of the company stuff. There are like systems that kind of like we need to like be working on that kind of really don't want to be dealing with, but we kind of need them, so we kind of have to work on them. I have to think a little bit like some specific examples I can share.
Missed opportunity to call these Schnoppet wishlist items.
Schnoppet wishlist, yeah.
Or, yeah, Schnoppet items.
I have a thing, because like I usually don't think about these too much, unless it's something I'm like actively dealing with. I'm actually, I would say like some of the stuff like, we kind of make open source, is, actually no, I have like one which is like, which is the animation system for like locomotion, because that also originally was a thing I really didn't want to work on, but we're sort of forced to by circumstances. It was the very wrong time to work on it, but also forced into it by circumstances, and it was like, it was hard because because it was done in the wrong time. There wasn't really stuff I needed for it, and it was very tedious, and it was so hard to like get it like right, and I didn't really get it right, and I kind of like burned out on it. And it's kind of like in a weird state where I'm like I want that problem to kind of go away, but like it's kind of like hard, Because like there's a bunch of systems that are kind of like dependent on it too, so like you know, it's not something you can just doink away, and like I think doinking away would actually introduce a bunch of problems and make things worse in different ways. But also it's not like something that's super easily like fixable. And to kind of really fix it, like we probably need to like either replace it or have somebody spend like say another month like polishing it. And it's like one thing like where I was kind of hoping somebody would like want to like help like with well, we already had like people like help a lot like but just improving the animations, which helped a lot. But even like being able to like, you know, polish the code or even rework some things, make it kind of better, like spend the time on it. Because it is like very kind of fiddly for like, you know, making it like work right across different avatars, and I don't like dealing with kind of like fiddliness, especially when it's like not the like right kind of support. Those are like actually things like, you know, like for me it's like, you know, a lot of the CI/CD stuff. I don't like working on those, but like, you know, that's also like where we have like, you know, I now have help, you know, with like Cyro and J4, kind of handling some of the things. Actually, some of the issues are also like, you know, ones that are like more specific. They're more specific to, like say systems or hardware I don't use, because that makes it like really hard to work on it. Which is kind of like also like, you know, Cyro for example helps because Cyro uses Linux a lot. I haven't been able to like switch from Linux, and I'm like not too familiar with the systems used there, so it's kind of hard for me to like fix those problems and kind of like really dig deep into them. But Cyro enjoys doing that, at least sometimes, so it can help. So yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on the locomotion animations, because doing the comparisons is probably the most like tedious thing I had to do for a while, outside like the audio system.
Yeah, it's I guess we're like not to ever like get us into that situation again, because that's been painful and still like needs to be like addressed at some point. But I'm kind of hoping like there's actually there's like two ways I can see, like, you know, at least one we actually introduce like animation system. Well, three ways. One, we introduce animation system, which actually has like keyframe animation that has like blending, which is, you know, the thing I was hoping we would have, like, you know, when we would rework that system, but we didn't, so it needed to be done without it, which kind of contributed to the whole problem. Two is there's like systems that actually use machine learning to sort of do like prediction for, like, you know, how your body would move. And the problem with that is like those systems, at least the ones I'm aware of, they don't allow commercial use, meaning we can't use them. The third one is, like, you know, making that part of code open source, and, you know, asking if anybody wants to like help like make it like look better. So that's probably three ways like we could like address it, but it's one of the things I'm just not like, yeah.
I think we already did this just a second ago.
Yeah, it was pretty much Snowpit. Like, I mean, like, we could. Do you have any other unrelated Snowpit?
Man.
I could check the list, but then there might be enough Snowpit thing for today.
Stop vibe coding. Also, stop vibe coding mods. It kind of sucks. That's about it.
Next question's from the Red Neko. You mentioned updating Beppo last year. How's that going? Right now it isn't, because I've been kind of focusing on other things, because I kind of, with the whole like split ending thing, I kind of also got like burnt out, and I need to kind of focus on other things. I did like start a Beppo update. I do have it kind of sort of integrated working. The problem is, I think it kind of explodes in some stages, and I haven't like. And when I was like looking into it, I was already kind of like in a really burned out state, and I was like, my brain's just not working to figure out these problems right now. Like, I kept trying, and I just kind of like, I couldn't. So I need to kind of go back into it and finish that up, and do like a pre-release testing. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it is like I would say like hopefully 90% implemented. It just needs to kind of pull the last 10%. Next question is from D. Timalas. What do you think of some players finding Resonite devs systems being user-unfriendly or intimidating? The main thing what would help for us is like if people like would kind of share more like details, because like someone saying, you know, something's not user-friendly or intimidating, it's very vague. Like it can mean thousands of different things, and sometimes when we do ask users, we find, you know, it's not like some big overarching issue, but like maybe they like got confused by one bit of it, and they just kind of colors, you know, their whole view, and as you know, something that's much more actionable. We can actually, you know, fix that. When it's just like very general kind of feedback like that, like, you know, it's kind of hard for action because like there's too much unknowns. Like, you know, like for example, when you say Resonite dev systems, I don't know, like, does that mean, are you building an avatar? Are you building a world? Like, whatever, like, trying to make that can, like, you know, are you trying to program an avatar? You know, like, it could be maybe, like, you know, the avatar setup was fine, but you're finding it difficult to, like, you know, add, like, some behaviors, or maybe you're finding it difficult to add dynamic bonds, or maybe you find it difficult, you know, setting up textures. Specifics help a lot. And usually people don't share those enough, and like we need kind of specifics to like be able to address those problems if people encounter them. And sometimes it's problems, you know, with systems themselves. Maybe like we can make something more intuitive. Sometimes it's problems with documentation. Maybe we need to explain something better. But again, you know, we need to know specifics to be able to address those problems. We do like general things that kind of help. Like for example, you know, recently we introduced the Unity SDK, which like helps a lot of users who are, you know, familiar with like Unity workflow. They can, you know, now bring kind of content, so that kind of makes it simpler in some ways for a number of people. It's also like, you know, matter of perspective, because like there's we also get users, you know, who say like they will find, you know, they really like we're using our in-game systems, and they will say they found like, you know, Unity to be kind of you know, unfriendly and intimidating to do stuff in. So it is like ultimately a thing, you know, it's like matter of perspective, and we do want to make it so it's as friendly to as many people as possible, but it helps a lot knowing what particular problems are people dealing with, and what kind of like, you know, issues are running into, and what is even like, you know, they want to do on this platform, because like you can do so much on this platform that we kind of need to know, like, you know, what is it that you're having problem with, so we can address it. Oh, we got a computer user's typunks. Let me actually check my document, because I think I had like some that I wanted to share. I don't know if, sorry, if you want to go first, if you got any from the top of your head.
I was playing around. I switched terminals today to a terminal called Ghost TTY, and they made the mistake of letting me write GLSL shaders for it, for my terminal. And so I added some lighting to my terminal, because I thought I could brighten up the place a little bit.
Interesting.
That's kind of been it. Week's been a little rough, so I've been like, just like falling back to like a hobby, I guess. A little hobby is I like writing shaders, but I don't really get to write them.
Yeah. Make it big.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
How
I like
big?
embossed my terminal.
How big? Is this big enough?
Yeah, I think it's big enough.
For me, actually, I'm gonna mention, since it's kind of happening right now, is the MMC, and specifically everyone like who has made something for the MMC project, or the MMC competition. I haven't went through everything at this point. I've seen like every single MMC entry that's been made. There's a lot of like really cool stuff, and even like stuff like when some people kind of posted like at their entry that like they didn't have time to finish, so they just kind of posted work in progress. I still kind of appreciated seeing that because that's kind of the spirit of competition. It's like it's like almost like a snapshot of time. This is what you are able to do, within that month, or maybe not even able to do because like you run into life issues, or maybe you overscoped or something. But it's still like I find it kind of beautiful, like like where it's like, this is where we were at this time, and it's kind of sort of preserved as part of the competition. So thank you everyone, who has made something. It's been kind of cool going through everything, and it's like some entries that like really blew me away too. Like, I can't wait until I can talk more about them right now because the voting's still going on. Kind of avoiding sharing any sort of specifics because we don't want to like influence through our official channels how people vote. But yeah, thank you everyone for making cool things. It's always like one of my favorite parts of the year when MMC goes on. Next question is from the Timos. Do you have a favorite non-particle emitting interactive object in your inventory at the moment? Oh my god,
Yeah.
Let me have a look. I have a bunch.
I do. Here you go.
Oh my god,
This
this
guy.
one's kinda cool.
That's just a blend shape. Smile.
I have a few options here. I always find it difficult to find favorites because, like, actually, you know what? I'm gonna show this one because I've been given this one recently. So I got this thing. Oh, it's kind of dark. Hold on.
Would you like 26,000 lumens?
Might be too many lumens. There we go. A little bit of light. Like I've been given like this mango thing. And it's based on actually like a real product, and you can just like open it, and then you take the mango. It's like mango on a stick, and it can be like and you can eat it. It's gone. And there's
Mango on a
more.
fork.
It's infinite mango.
Mango on a fork.
Yes. It actually is a real product. I kind of want to try it. I think it's like some kind of ice cream or something.
Here's another one I have.
Oh no, what does this do?
Grab it.
Is it one of those that changes your... Oh right, that's the
Like, it's
interpolation
just a
thing.
Fake network lag. Wow. So ISO HD.
So HD.
I'll put this
Yes,
guy back here.
I hope that answers the question. If I was evil, I would have like, I would be like this one maybe. Actually, no, like it's gonna be this one because it emits particles. Never mind.
Scary.
Next question. Foolish Snowmew is asking, speaking of, how would a non-technical user with an animator be able to help figuring out what is lacking for the locomotion animation system? I think they probably wouldn't. Like, it probably is like in the realm where it kind of needs, somebody more kind of technical.
Yeah.
Next question is from Foolish Snowmew. Will Ursa have a meta-ray concept like VRC does? I don't know what metallic is.
If you're talking about like the thing where they like did their own hand skeleton for a while, I don't know if we do that. But like you need to clarify what you mean.
Yeah. I'm not like familiar with some of like the kind of concepts, so like it might help to kind of just explain it in sort of plain terms, like what would it do? Because right now, like I don't know what that system does. So
yeah, we don't play VR check, guys. So like, you gotta explain this for like grandpa.
It's funny because I used to like, but it was like back in like 2013 and 14, like super early, and
yeah,
that was before all of this stuff.
I just don't know any of the terms.
Yeah. No, for future, like ask it again with like an explanation what it is. Kai Volps is asking, I'm looking into automating the compile of my avatar, as I call it. One issue I have is the fact that when I attempt to call action for baking non-driven blend shape and empty bones, it refuses to execute it. Have you guys thought of adding more perplex nodes for automating avatar optimizations? So this seems like two questions to me, because like the first one, it sounds like you're like running into a bug, which would probably just report it on GitHub. But for adding more perplex nodes for automatic avatar optimizations, like probably like there's definitely stuff, like more stuff we could add, and it's not the stuff we want to add. It can help, like, you know, knowing kind of more specifics, like what you are looking for. The Red Necro, I have a feeling you might not be able to say, but a single favorite entry out of all MMC entries. Yes, I have one, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is until it's over. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Foolish Name is asking, the rotation is a blend shape?
Yes, the rotation is a blend shape. It is literally, I mean, how much time do we got? We got like half an hour left still.
Yeah.
Do you care if I explain this for a sec?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is just a blend shape. And you might be saying, Syro, this is a picture of your face. This is a blend shape, you're stupid. Well, that, I say, you're wrong, because it is a blend shape. And how I made it was, it's a few layers of materials. So let me take off the topmost one. Boop, boop, boop. So the main thing that I've done is I've encoded like an XY coordinate system in the vertex colors of the quad here, and some of the more technically apt community members may raise their fingers and say, "Well, Syro, you're stupid again. We don't have vertex colors per blend shape." You're wrong. The UI unlit material actually will use the vertex tangent as a secondary vertex color if you set it to lerp color mode. So I can encode this in the quote-unquote vertex colors, aka the vertex tangents in this case. I can encode modifications to those tangents in the blend shapes. And when I encode a sine and cosine transform, it rotates it. And when I apply a couple extra materials in game, yeah, Froox is peeking through, I can multiply it by half and then add half, and that will bring the coordinate system into like a UV map range of 0 to 1 rather than -1 to 1. And then the final trick was putting the texture on it. And so what I did was this is basically a 2D LUT that takes the X and Y, which is just the red and green channels, and maps them to the pixels of my face. So that when the LUT sees red and green, it transforms it into my face. And that's how I put it on the plane to make it rotate with just a blend shape. Technically 2 blend shapes, but still.
This is a super neat trick. Can you actually undo like the LUT layer? Because I really like how it, like, when you have the LUT itself, it's like a portal, Okay, hold on, let me actually turn off the particles.
So
they're missing. Like, I can also just, put this in front.
Yeah.
So see what it does. It's super weird because it's like, like you have like a specific LUT that sort of decodes this image. I have it on Quas too.
Yeah, because like if you think about it, a LUT literally just takes a color and says this color is now this other color. And so if you do that for all the pixels making up the red and the green, like black to red and then black to green, you can map a 2D image onto it.
And you can even do it like in a material like this.
Yeah, or you can even do it on like you can even do it on normal maps too.
This is a normal one.
Oh, I see.
This is like a normal material. It has the right colors.
Yeah, if I like take a normal map in here and I like linearize it, and I put it behind the LUT, you can see it like maps my face onto it. And it's like it like kind of does like a mat cap looking thing to it. It also turns everything into chocolate milk.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I did that with just one shape. Thank you for asking that.
It's super cool. It's very clever, like, technique. Like, I like how it kind of reverses the whole, like, UVs get decoded through the LUT.
I should leave that like that. I'll just put it back here. Yeah, listen, I'm like halfway to making like a full PBR shader in our shaders. Shader and shader.
Shader and shader, shaderception. That answers the question.
Yeah.
Qualitorium is asking... Oops, I pulled out the wrong thing. There we go. Are there any other parts of Resonite you can foresee open sourcing in the near future? So I don't know how near future, but like one of the parts that I kind of wanted to also do next is is either the import-export system. So you can like, create like custom importers, we can get contributions improving, how different models import and so on. Because that one's like relatively easy to like improve without like, breaking long-term compatibility. Because the import systems, they don't like, when you import something, they don't stick around. They're essentially just like an interface system between like, some external format and creating a Resonite equivalence. So that will like make it kind of easier. The other one being the device driver system, where the drivers for like various hardware, like the face tracking, like Babel, Steam Link, Haptic Vest, and so on. Those will be open source, and it will be kind of more dynamically loaded at startup. So there would be like a folder with them, and you could like people could contribute improvements and bug fixes, or use them as a reference for implementing other hardware. So we can have like community-made drivers for different hardware. And I think that one will be also like beneficial to open source, while also like being relatively easy to maintain on our side, because even if somebody like if you make contributions to it, it doesn't require on our end to necessarily integrate them, because you can still like load them in, like you can still distribute them. If somebody wants to use your driver, they just plop it in the folder, and now they support hardware, even if it doesn't ship with official support. And it kind of makes like also easier to like test it. So if we see, okay, this driver is working well, it's pretty popular in the community, maybe we'll ship it by default, if like if the license allows for it. So like either of those two. I don't know how soon, but it's probably gonna be one of those two when it happens. Next question is from the Timalas. Quick question: does Resonite have hand tracking support, or is it planned? That's a funny question. Like you asked it on the one day, like when Syro is not using his hand tracking system.
Yeah.
Because usually.
Okay, I'll put it on. I'll put it on for the bit.
I mean, also this. Like, this, I'm using the index controllers, but it's actually, we have a unified hand tracking system where different, input devices, they get fed into this generalized skeletal model, and that's then used to position the avatars. So that way you don't need to set up your avatar, for specific devices. You just have avatar with generic finger support, and then if you use the index controllers, it works. If you use leap motion, it works. If you use other controllers, that also works. We should support the Vive finger tracking too. We support full finger tracking. You get you get all the finger parameters, you get also display, which Sarah will probably demonstrate in a little bit.
Yeah, it's warming up. Come on, hands.
It's so
Come on,
powerful.
hands, go. Ah, there we are.
There we go.
Yes.
Look at that.
Hello. I have hands, and I'm in desktop mode still. Ooh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh. Oh, you didn't expect that one, did you? Yeah, it's pretty good. The leap motion, it's fun.
Put more light
I
on
like
that
it.
too.
Yeah, I got like finger splay. I can even cross my fingers if I try hard enough. Yeah, there we go. I can cross them. You can do like the Vulcan symbol. I can even like invert it and go woo 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 woo. Very articulate. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Now I sit here like I'm about to propose a deal.
Like, what's your deal?
What's my deal? I don't know. What's the deal with wow, I can move now. It's crazy. Whoa. But you didn't expect that. I'm Sorrow. That's crazy.
Just floats around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hopefully that answers the question. So just checking time, we got about 18 minutes left, so there's still some time for some questions. We are getting to a point where if there's more complex questions, we might not be able to get through everything, but feel free to ask, and worst case, we have to ask next week. Oh, Darenica's saying if you go to spawn, you can click the setup button on Stargate down there after toggling off core session in the setup UI. Oh, okay, so that's why it wasn't working. Question is, I don't know where spawn is. I'm gonna respawn, hopefully they will not break the camera. Let's see. I think I'm at spawn. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the spawn. It's kind of cool. So that's like, the normal when you first load in, and where's the... Oh, there's the target, Look. Yeah, this is not how we normally get in. Is there setup UI? I don't know where to refresh. I don't know where the setup UI is. They said at spawn. Let's go back. Is it here? No, that's Point Repair Manager. That's the thing. Where's the setup thing? I don't know where the setup thing is.
You find it?
Yeah, I can't find it. Is maybe on the other side of this? No. I don't know where it is. Like, there's a Stargate. Oh wait, hold on, I think I found it. For hot voicing, or more visual. The HD text overlay. Maybe? Does that do anything? Stargate, refresh. What do I dial it?
I guess we'll see.
There's a thing here. No, why is it not working? Where is it? Wormhole fluid simulation. They said at spawn, but I don't see I didn't bring the chat with me. Does this interact? Does this? This is just the print manager. Hold on, let me check Twitch if there's any. Where is it at spawn? Can we get this target to work? Oh, apparently. Oh, it's not there. Weird. It's just not there. Strange. Well, we try.
Sorry, guys. I guess
Sorry, we're not getting this target to work. See, we need to get the McKay in here.
Yeah.
So we can fix our target. Yeah, I guess not. So we go back there, which is a little bit long of a flight. So I don't really like you know, this kind of aesthetic. Like we're just kind of in void, and it's like, you know, we fly back in. Normally you go through the Stargate. Is how I got there last time, but the Stargate's not working. We have to fly through inside. There we go. Oh, why is it upside down? Oh, that's weird. The camera's upside down. The preview on the camera is upside down, but it's fine on the stream. Oh. Never mind. That's right.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Foolish Snowmew is asking, favorite flavor of chocolate milk? Banana.
Chocolate.
What?
And also milk.
I stand by banana.
Chocolate banana.
I mean, those two go well pretty well together.
Banana milk.
Next question is from I'm kind of confused with the camera. Is this flipped now? Oh, it's fine. Okay. I'm having a brain aneurysm. So Kevolop's asking for context. I'm just looking for ways to just bake non-driven blend shapes, duplicate a mesh and not have it deduped, and to remove empty bonds so I can have not all version for private sessions and one public sessions. The thing is, I'm using node that calls the function, and those methods require parameters. It feels like I'm not supposed to be directly calling methods that support it. If it's exposed in the inspector, then it is supported. If you like see it, like, you know, you should be able to call it. Like, you should be able to proxy with proto flags. So any exposed methods, not exposed, you know, through means like mods. If you expose it through mods, then it's not supported. But if it's exposed there by default, those are supported methods. You can call them. That's why they're there. Next question is from Foolish Namu. Oh, the snapline component on images, is it intended to have no parents and in the parent field? Yes. By default, it's just gonna snap like on whatever slot it's attached on. The parent field there is so you can override it if you want to override it. So for example, like, you know, you want to draw something on an image, but you want the actual drawing to go somewhere else in the hierarchy, it lets you do that. By default, it's just gonna default, you know, under wherever the component is. Next question's from the Timalas. I've got a Quest 3, so that would work too, in regards to the finger tracking thing. It should, depending what you use. I think like using it with like virtual desktop should work. Using Steam Link should work, but there might be a bug where switching multiple times back and forth causes a crash. I don't know if that's only for Quest Pro or if it's also affects Quest 3. So that might be like one issue that you might run into. And also, like, I know like ALVR works. I don't know if people still use that.
ALVR is not a very popular option.
Yeah. I know it works. I know people use it with have finger tracking.
Yeah, it'll be a little different than the Leap Motion because the Leap Motion is like a dedicated hand tracking device, but you should still be able to get most of like the finger display and stuff.
Yeah. The Red Neko is asking, I wish more people made Dark Worlds. It's something I love, and why most mine are dark. You know, like Dark Worlds are really nice. Like I love like the sort of like sense of mystery and like the vibe it kind of gives. So like it's kind of why I enjoy this world. It's pretty neat, especially because it's kind of like, you know, it feels like when something is like really dark, your brain like, you know, fills in details, and like I feel like it's gonna be like kind of powerful for building worlds. You know, let your brain add more details.
Yeah, I actually have like I have a mini rant on that, and I also think people should make more worlds that are like darker. Like, not everything needs to have like full bright glowy bits in it. Not everything needs to be like a bright sunny day. And similarly, if you have I mean, obviously everyone should be able to wear whatever they want, of course. But if you're gonna go, if somebody has designed like a nice, dark, like moody world, consider maybe turning your emissions off if you go to that world, because it makes it so much more immersive for you and also the people in the world. I've seen this, with a, yeah, I've seen this with a club in, I saw someone who made like a club over in like VR chat where they had like a thing in the world that overrides the shader of people to all be like a PBR shader so that there's no emissions. And as a result, they could do their really cool lighting show in the world where it like has really subtle like dark lighting and nobody was like blowing out the emissions and like the bloom and stuff with their avatar. And it was very, 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 very cool to see.
Speaking of, I need to spawn the thing again. Yeah, like some of the effects like will really stand out a lot more, like in Dark Worlds. Like these. It's not as cool like in a much brighter world.
Yeah, here's a challenge. Make a really nice and visually interesting avatar with no emissions. Give it a shot, see what you can do. I say that with my emissive eyeballs, but I actually want to add a toggle for those.
Mine only emit like sometimes.
You get a pass.
No. Next question's from Dynamus. Ever heard anything about Steam Dev Frame Dev Kit other than reasons related to RAM shortage? No, unfortunately. I mean, like, we haven't even heard that the reasons would be RAM shortage, so we don't know if that is a reason. Like, we just haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
The Timolas is asking, fave non-main avatar?
I actually don't have one. This has been my avatar for the past like 6 years or so, like maybe like 5 years, but even so.
I have one. It's a meme avatar.
I'm sure that you do. I'm sure I know what it is. Yeah, I know what it is. I'm just not gonna encourage this behavior.
You like playing Resonite, don't you?
I'm just gonna sit here and.
This is my meme avatar. I don't use it often because it's like just for a bit, but I like pestering people with it. I know what you are. I know what you are. You're a Resonite player. Okay, I'm gonna switch back. Beep. Are you happy you asked that question? Or do you regret it now?
Are you happy, chat?
Very happy chat. It's a shame I'm not in full body, like, because like I would like I'd also do like poses with it. I also need to clean my room. I don't have space. So we still got 5 minutes left. So if you've got like any last minute questions, feel free to ask. I am gonna check if there's anything on Blue Sky because I wanna see if there's like any posts we wanna share. Sometimes I like to share like stuff from the community. Also something that's not MMC. There's a lot of MMC posts which I would love to reshare, but like we don't want to give like any advantage to anyone. Ooh, this one's kind of cool. Actually, I don't know if this is gonna work. Hold on, I need to screenshot it. So this seems to be a tutorial from Jackal Girl. Jackal Girl has shared a tutorial on how to make procedural textures for Resonite in Blender, I think. Yeah, so this is a YouTube video. I'm gonna repost that on mine. So yeah, check it out if you want to make procedural textures. Here's a tutorial. It's pretty long, so we're not gonna paste the whole thing in, but it's always good to see more tutorials. Ooh, I saw this one earlier today. Hold on, let me adjust the transparency so it's not more readable. I got more yellow beans. They're toxic. Who I've met to your friends before. He's got this avatar in. It's yellow, which is arguably the best color.
Arguably.
Yes. Ooh, I've got more. I don't know. The redneck was asking, Froox, how much would Froox, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 7.
As much wood as a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
It's too much. What is a woodchuck?
It's like a little, it's not quite like a beaver, because they like hang out in, we get them around here where I live, because they like to hang out in some of like the like chopped up logs that some of the people around here do for like winter. And they'll like chew on the logs and stuff.
We're going to see a picture. Next question's from D. Timulas. Do you like screwing with object textures with texture tool for fun? Yes, oh my god, it's like one of the funniest things. Like, so when I was kind of like old school, like Resonite pastimes, you just grab a material tool and you just grab a bunch of materials. Like, I don't know, like I'm gonna brick everything, so I'll just put this in and just brick myself, and I'm bricked now. Hello, this might be disturbing. So sorry. And I can like brick this. Oh, this does have protections. Success. I've successfully bricked this. I have bricked this. Can I break the walls? Oh my god, I can break the walls. You can just run around and like just.
You're breaking everything. You're gonna have to send Resonite into support.
Yeah, I'm breaking everything. Oh my god, everything is getting bricked. Can I break the thing? No, I can't break that one. Or I just change. Do I have like some cursed material?
Do I have some cursed material?
Oh yes, this one maybe. I've got matrix material. If it loads, I don't know if it loads because this goes from There's actually a video material.
I say I have this thing maybe. I don't know if this is like any good.
This one's not loading. That looks cool, yeah. So I can be like and apply it. Ooh, it actually doesn't look too bad. That looks kind of cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, that looks pretty neat. Look at that. Ow, why does it look so weird on this one? Oh, I can just make be like, oh hey, the floor is lava now. Well, technically the sun.
I gotta fly.
Yeah, you get the fly, you're in lava now, and the wall is lava. Yeah, they always say the floor is lava, but they never say the sun is lava.
Well, it's okay. We have a fan to cool off the floor.
What else? Let's see.
Oh, I have this. I have a
What is
pizza
this
orb.
one? Oh no! Oh no! It's the Flores pizza. Oh no! It's all pizza now.
Everything's pizza.
Yeah, this is all. Oh my god! I'm making everything pizza. Why did you let me do this? Why are you letting me make the word pizza? This is not conducive to pizza time. I don't know.
And we're out of time.
Yeah, we're out of time. So thank you very much for asking. Thank you. We're out of touch. Nobody uses that system anymore.
Yes, they do.
They do?
I'm gonna kill you. Don't you say such slander.
I literally spawned a button in a bunch of worlds, and I pressed it, and nothing happens, and I'm like, why? Nobody's using this.
No,
it's
new product will hear of this, and we will fix it.
Yeah, to hear that you must fix it. You must bring it back. Where's the button? I had a button somewhere. Where did I put it? I have no idea where I put the button. I had the out of touch button. I don't know where it is.
Oh my god, I got an alert on my phone from blizzard conditions in freaking March.
Oh jeez. Don't be blown away by blizzard. I can't find the button, I'm sorry. I was gonna press it and just see what happens, but anyway, we're out of time, so thank you very much for everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Resonance. Enjoyed the answers to the questions. There's a bunch of different office hours as well throughout the week. There's the Purple Primes on Tuesday, there's the art team on Wednesday, our marketing team, they're now doing theirs on Monday, I think. The previous one was on Monday. I don't know if they shifted or not. Check out our Discord. It has on the events tab, there's information about all the office hours. There's also moderation ones that happened right before this one, which means they already happened this week. But thank you everyone, for joining. If you want to ask more questions, feel free to go to the other office hours, or back here next week. And also thank everyone, for supporting Resonite. We largely exist, thanks to everyone's community. My brain's not braining. We largely exist thanks to the community. Because we are community supported, and it's pretty much everyone's support, whether it's through Patreon or through Stripe. So if you're on Patreon, please consider switching to Stripe. That helps fund this project. It helps us keeping the lights on, and it also helps keep us independent, so we can kind of continue building this how we want it and not how someone else wants it. So thank you very much. And even if you're just part of the community, you're built whether it's you're just hanging out or you're building kind of cool content, everything just being part of the platform, it helps us grow. Thank you so much. I'm gonna check if there's anybody to rate. So let's see who's streaming Resonite. Ooh, we've got 2 streamers. So there's somebody I don't recognize called Baginka? I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm sorry. They seem to be streaming Resonite, so I will rate them, so go tell them hi. If I can actually remember the name, hold on. Let's see. This would be easier outside of VR, but I'm making do. Copy. Let's see. So we're doing great. There we go, should be getting ready. Okay, so everyone ready? Go tell them hi, and they seem to be kind of new to Resonite. I think they're like exploring it, so send them, like lots of love and like be kind, and tell them hi for us. Thank you very much. Bye. Right now. Oh. And I'm gonna stop the recording and stop the stream.